All right, here's the deal. Everyone keeps hyping up cold plunging and these all-in-one chillers as the ultimate recovery tool. For cold plunging, some claim they're hot tubs, dependability. There's some pretty bold claims. So naturally, I'm skeptical, especially after a few big companies have declared bankruptcy and are no longer serving the cold plunge community. So today in this video, we're gonna take the Coldture Water Chiller Pro and put this thing to the test. The founders of this company even asked me to break it. Challenge accepted. So let's talk about this chiller. Industrial grade durability, precise temperature control from 37 degrees to 107 degrees Fahrenheit, a 2-year warranty, and a 30-day risk-free trial. That's a bold pitch, but I'm not here to read you the brochure. Let's find out if it lives up to the hype. First impressions, this thing feels really solid. You've got stainless steel connections and military grade PVC. It's definitely not flimsy by any means. It's compact enough to fit in most setups and it only weighs 66 pounds. It's got rubber stoppers at the bottom to keep it nice and secure and anti-slip aluminum handles for carrying. That's a thoughtful touch, but there's a few features that I really like and it seems like some of the bigger players in the cold plunging game are stepping into this area. And that's the Wi-Fi enabled app. From the app, you can easily control everything from changing the temperature, scheduling, and there's quite a few new features that keep adding to. And you can do all that right from your phone. No hoping and praying that when you get home from work, your temperature is gonna be exactly what you wanted it to be. You can actually check from your phone. Well, now let's test the durability. I mean, the founders asked me to try to break this thing, so let's see how it holds up. Transparently, this thing's a tank. There's no flimsy parts on this thing. I have dropped it, moved it around a lot, and the thing seems to be extremely solid. The materials are clearly designed for long-term use, which is a big deal if you're investing in something like this. And speaking of investing in this, if you watch this video and by the end of it you decide you want to purchase a Coldture cold tub or the Water Chiller Pro for yourself, you can use the link and the discount code down in the description below, which will save you a little bit of money. And if you're watching this anytime in November, they're having one of their biggest Black Friday sales and it has already started. So it could be the perfect time to get yourself a Coldture cold tub. Okay, now let's talk about performance. This chiller can go from an ice cold bath of 37 degrees all the way up to 107 degrees Fahrenheit, which is hotter than most hot tubs. And while most chillers can only do cold, and if they offer a heating function, it's really only to keep the chiller from freezing over during the winter months. This dual temperature range for the Coldture Water Chiller Pro is a big deal. Actually, I released a video a few weeks ago about how almost every all-in-one chiller I've ever used with a heating function was not able to hold up as a hot tub. And after that video was released, I actually had a call scheduled by the founders of Coldture where they said, hey, ours is different and we want you to test it. That's where they challenged me to try to break this thing. And for almost a month now, I've had this thing on the heating function running full term. My kids have used it, my wife's used it, their friends have used it, and I've used it. And surprisingly, it has worked perfectly. And the fact that the founders actually challenged me, they called me and said, we want you to try to break our chiller. That gives me confidence in their product. And one of the reasons that I'm making this video in the first place. There's a lot of skepticism out there on many of the all-in-one chillers and how most of them are manufactured in the same place, using the same low quality materials. But Coldture promised me that they're different. And someday soon, I'm actually gonna travel to their warehouse and video how their chillers are made. And that's the reason you should subscribe to this channel and hit notifications so that you don't miss any of those video drops. So the cooling is fast and efficient, but the heating is equally as fast and efficient. It's like having two separate machines in one. So when you wake up or you just get finished with a hard workout, you want to jump into that cold plunge to reduce inflammation and get all the benefits of a cold plunge. But what about a hot plunge? The cool thing is you could set this to a hot plunge, and by the end of the day when you would want to jump in your hot plunge, you would easily reach your set temperature of 107 degrees. Hot water immersion isn't just for relaxation. Research shows that soaking in hot water has a long list of benefits, but here's a few. Number one, it improves blood circulation, delivering oxygen and nutrients to sore muscles. Number two, it improves flexibility by loosening up tight joints and tissues. And number three, it can help with mental recovery by reducing stress and promoting relaxation. And to be transparent, there's days where I don't feel like jumping into my cold plunge. And on those days, this hot plunge feels incredible. Plus, I like to do it at night, and studies are showing that hot water immersion can really help with sleep. Not only does it help with sleep quality, but it can just help you wind down after a stressful day. And who doesn't want that? Another thing that surprised me is just how quiet this thing is. I have my mic on this chiller, hot plunge, whatever you want to call this thing. It's all in one, and I don't know if you can even hear it. It's so quiet. Most chillers sound like they're trying to take off, but this one, whisper quiet. Now let's talk about maintenance. It's equipped with continuous water filtration, and what's cool about it is it actually cycles through all of the water in the tub one time every 15 minutes, which does a great job of keeping my water clean. No more draining and scrubbing every week like a lot of people still do. It keeps the water clean, so it's more time plunging and less time cleaning. And if you're hooked up to the app, it even sends you updates when it's time to change your filter. So just set it, forget it, and enjoy it. So what's the catch? Well, it's not cheap. But let's be honest, most of the cheap options are the ones that leave leave us super frustrated and end up breaking down in a short term anyway. Or worse, they need constant maintenance or the company completely shuts down, leaving you frustrated with a product you can't even use. And that's something that impresses me. With a 30-day risk-free trial and the 2-year warranty they're putting on the chiller, it really gives peace of mind. And it seems Coldture is putting their money where their mouth is. And if you're wondering if you need a machine like this, well, it comes down to how serious you are about recovery. For me, recovery is a non-negotiable, and having a cold plunge that I can also use as a hot plunge all in one, and it works, well, it makes life way more enjoyable. So, did this live up to the hype? So far, so good. It's durable, it's quiet, it's easy to use, and so far it actually delivers on its promises. So if you're ready to upgrade your hot or cold plunge game, you might want to consider Coldture. And like I mentioned earlier, there'll be a link with a discount code in the description below. And the good news is you don't have to take my word for it or the word of any others. With a 30-day risk-free trial, you can just try it for yourself. And hey, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions that I didn't really go over, pop them down in the comments below or reach out to me on Instagram. It's at @dmossjr. I love to answer everyone's questions there, so feel free to ask me anything. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And if this video had any value for you, feel free to share it with your friends. But more importantly, I want you to know that I appreciate you watching this video. I'll see you on the next one. Have a great day, my friends, and God bless. And hey, before you go, if you want to see a full setup and review on this overall product, I'm gonna have that video pop up right here. I think it's one you should check out if you haven't checked it out yet. Product has been good. I'm pretty impressed. Check it out for yourself right here.